Let's talk about why you publish so many books, man. I mean, you talk about prolific. What's up with that?
Well, the reason why I publish so many books, Dr. McClendon, is because I know people can't remember everything I say. So if I write it down for them in a book, they can read it over and over again for years to come. So even though I'm not here or not with them, the message can still be with them as long as they want it to be.
Okay, so this is deep. And that's the reason why books were even created in the first place.
Yes.
That's why we still have the great works from antiquity, because somebody chose to write it down and not just rely on the oral tradition.
Yes.
All right. So what do people get out of your books? How just give me an example of how a person is greater or knows more from, let's say, one or two books that you've written.
Okay. My first point is to help people be better people and then help them do better things with their life. So every book that I've written, and I still have the same mentality, I never went out to write a bestseller. I just go out to write best helpers.
No. Where do you get this from? Because so many people want to be best sellers,
right?
All right, but you want to be a best helper. So, okay, is there a trade-off there? Well, what are you saying?
Well, to be a best helper, I just write the best helping book that I can write. Because all I do is turn my mess into a message.
So you've gone through some of the stuff that you're helping others with. So if you realize that there's been a pitfall, for instance,
yes,
you write about that pitfall, talk about how you can come out of that hole and keep the momentum going. So give us an example of one of your books, the title, and what the book is about.
Okay, just say, for instance, relationships. And I've been married a couple of times, divorced a couple of times. Try to keep them both equal,
There we go. Yes, sir. Even numbers.
Right. So, but what I had a problem with is that I didn't know how to be in healthy relationships. Because no one ever told me to be in a healthy relationship. So I got married because I thought that was the next thing you should do. But that doesn't mean that marriage made me or the person I married healthy. It just means that we were unhealthy people married.
So often people say, I want to find my better half, but you need to be whole in the first place.
Right, you need to be a healed person because you can only give what you have. So if you don't have a healthy person in you, you can't give a healthy person to me.
So you talked about that in a book.
Yes, I do.
What book? What's the name of the book?
It's called It's Great, 7 Pillars to Have a Healthy Relationship.
I like that. Give me one pillar.
One pillar is encouragement.
You hurt me. You know why you hurting me?
Why is that?
You're hurting me because the other day I was in a conversation with someone who said, if you're not around a cadre of encouragers, your life is destined for failure.
Oh, yeah.
And so encouragement, talk to me about that in a relationship.
Okay.
Why is that important?
Okay, here's why it's important. The root word to the word encouragement is courage. Courage is only needed if fear is present. And I know a lot of people say, well, fear is false evidence of being real, but fear is real. We all have fears. Afraid to go for another promotion, afraid to do certain things. So encouragement is adding courage to your courage because your fear is kicking your butt. So because your courage is too weak, that's why that fear backing you up in the corner. So encouragement says, I'm going to add some courage to your courage, so it's going to be 2 parts courage to 1 part fear. So, you see what I'm saying? So your encouragement is like having the sun on a cloudy day. And if you're not encouraging somebody, you discourage them, meaning you bring in clouds on a sunny day. You ran in on parades. That's why when people get in relationships and they don't get any encouragement, they can't advance. They can't go any further. They're thinking, now where was I? 5 years ago before I met him or her, I was like moving. And then they look up 5, 10, 15 years later and say, I got out of school, I stopped trying to do this, I gained so much weight. Because what happened was they weren't encouraged, they were discouraged.
Encouragement. I like that in relationships, encouragement in business.
Yes.
We look at how a financial coach or how a athletic coach or how your athletic trainer encourages you to do one more rep, more set. Stay up an hour later. Get the job done so you won't have to do it tomorrow. Let's shift to business now.
Okay.
You have been one to really be adamant about people starting their own businesses. Why, man? Well, why not just work a job, retire, and you're done? Why does Dr. Tony Gantt always stress opening your own business?
Well, the reason being is you can't control the job. They may love you and you may love them, but that doesn't mean you're going to be there for 40 years, right? So because of the global economy, and this is what a lot of people don't realize, when the internet really came out, right, when it came out among the people and all of us can use it, that's when the world became global and the job market shrank. Because you have more people to play. When it's like a few of us can play, if you have a whole country that can play and you just have a lot of jobs for that country, then you have enough for everybody. But when you add more people to play in the game, then you take more seats out of the game. No one added more seats. They just added more people.
Man, this is some deep stuff. You done took me to a whole nother level now.
Right.
So, with the proliferation of the internet,
right,
is it easier to start a business now?
Yes.
Okay, now, but isn't competition stiffer now? Isn't it greater now?
Well, here it is, where the problem is what most people have. The internet allows more of us to get in, right? The problem with the internet is that people hide behind it.
Explain.
Okay, I'm not going to call you or talk to you, just email you. So now, yeah, I have 1,000, 20,000 people in email address, but I don't call any of these people, so they don't know me personally. So back in the day before emails and internet came out, I had to call you, I had to meet you, I had to shake your hand, right? You had to put a voice with the face or a voice with the name. Now, people that aren't socially active, they don't know how to talk to people, they don't know how to relate to people. They hide behind the internet.
And so they may have a product that's needed,
yes,
that's wanted, but if they haven't started the implementation of creating the buzz and building relationships,
that's right,
they're in trouble.
They're in trouble. Because what happens is, every person in business, we say it to each other and say it to other people, that's my barber. That's my car wash. That's my coffee shop. That's my restaurant. Now
that's my mani-pedi.
That's right.
Get my nails done.
That's right. But wait, is that really your coffee shop or does it belong to somebody else? It really belongs to someone else, but that's mine because everybody want to call something mine. And in business, if you don't meet people and build personal relationships, they can never call you their mine.
Oh man, this is heavy. That I think was Steve Jobs' secret with Apple.
Yes.
You know, him and Jim Wozniak. Let's try it again. I think that was the secret with Steve Jobs and Jim Wozniak at Apple. They got to the point where everyone felt that every Apple consumer felt that they were a part of the company.
Yes.
This is my iPod, my iPhone. This is my iMac.
Yes.
You know, and I'm one with the company.
Right.
And so if you're not communicating with your consumer, you're through.
Right, because it's easy for them and for you and I, because all we're looking for is a my. And once people in business understand that everyone is looking for my insurance agent, my roofer, my realtor, my grocery store, they'll drive from one part of the city to another because that's my grocery store.
They sure will. They sure will. Now you've built loyalty.
There you go.
All right. And so I've got 20,000 emails. I have a Rolodex out of this world. I've got constant contact. I've got a great product. Dr. Gantt, how do I move the product?
To move the product, first we have to actually, it's all about numbers with business. So we look at numbers, how many products do I want to move? And when I talk to a lot of people in business, they have a great product. How many of those do you want to sell? And they say, well, as many as I can. Well, see, that's the problem. What as many as you can? 2 or 22 or 222 or 2022? What is as many as you can? So what a lot of people in business don't have, they don't have goals. They don't have like customer getting goals, income goals. I'm gonna make as much money as I can. So here's an example for you, right? Because they're just gonna say I'm gonna be for everybody. So in the jungle, one of the hardest animals for a lion to catch in a herd is the zebra.
Why is that?
Because all those black and white stripes moving in the same direction, it can't focus. It can't zero in on one, right? So it had to try to get the last one in the back because it's just all these white and black stripes. I can't focus. People don't realize when they say I'm for everybody, you can't be for everybody. Your business is not for everybody. So you have to say, well, you know what? I'm going to get 100 people this month or this week or whatever it may be. That's my goal.
I like that. So you have to set a goal.
Yes.
So saying that as many as I want is like chasing these zebra.
Yeah. And you just run around like, which one am I going to get?
Yeah.
And you'll run yourself tired. And even after you get the last one, you may be too tired to actually catch it because you're just running all over the place. Now you're frustrated because you weren't focused.
Seth Godin says, get 12 clients.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get that 12, mm-hmm. get 125. Mm-hmm. Then the 125 clients, mm-hmm. that's your tribe.
Right.
Then that tribe will tell the world, but you got to take care of them. Why is it so important to take care of someone who buys a product from you, Dr. Gantt?
The reason being because that's my person. Again, they want to be my. And once I understood that in business, because there's two things that ruined my business once before. Then I seen after I learned some things, turn my mess into a message, right? It stopped ruining my business. But I realized I wasn't the only one that had the problem. And here's the two problems people have. This is why they can't get people to call them their mind. For one, they don't reach out to people. So because I'm gonna hide behind the internet. I'm not gonna use the internet as a tool. I think the internet replaced me as a person. So I don't reach out to people. Second thing is I don't respond back. Those two things ruined my business.
Don't reach out to people and you don't respond
back. So it ruined my business. So I didn't have the luxury of being a large corporation, put an advertisement on TV, and then 1,000 people call me that hour. No, I didn't have that luxury. So that means when I met people and got my 125, that was like 1 million people to me. So I had to take care of those 25 or 125. Why? Because I don't have $1 million to throw on television and have 1,000 people call me.
I like that. Take care of your core.
Of your core, and then add more to the core. Add more to the core.
Add more to the core. We're going to end on that note.
Right.
Dr. Anthony Gantt, you got to come back to the show, man.
Hey, I'm here. Invite, you got me.